sorry, ladies and gentlemen, about that. There was a slight issue, but we're on board with Indigo at the minute. The man who set the pace through the practice session goes purple through the second sector. Did have a slight spin, I think, on his out lap. As he's heading down the back straight now. One more corner to go till he's home and free across the start-finish line. As he locks up the front right tyre, and I think I've seen him do that about 3-4 times already.
If my memory serves me right, on the first original Q1 run, he'd done a 27.6, and he's just matched it again.
Showing some great pace there is Indigo, non-surprising. Indigo.
I vaguely remember Indigo on his way to winning a race spun at the last corner round here when he was in the lead.
The puncture.
Do you remember? I don't know if it was a puncture or what, but
Tristan
yeah, the real
at the minute. We'll go on board with him.
Yeah, I was going to say, give him a bit of airtime. It might be the only time he's on stream really tonight. Bless him. His pace in practice wasn't startling, like I say, down in P19 from what I saw.
At the minute, he's technically in P8. So he gets the car turned right. He comes up the hill now. On the power, engine mode 4, giving it absolutely every bit of crank. Come down to the hardest braking zone here. Has he managed to do it? Runs a little bit deep through there.
It's so difficult there. So difficult braking and turning. Yeah, you're braking, you're turning, downshifting, you're all over the place. Bit of a train of cars behind him on track. So Indigo showing the early pace there.
I was going to say, he's got some rapid pace around there, and if I was to hedge my bets on someone, I think it would have to be Indigo as Tristan comes through the final corner now.
Yeah, I just hope his gearbox holds up, Indigo. So Tristan coming over the line now, and that's a 129.2.
Not really the pace we're expecting. We'll go on board with Brandon, Z New F1. I'm not purposely going against our lovely Cone League that have joined us this evening. All of the RRC cars look different to what I've won this evening.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was going to point out that the Cone League, who the Invitational is with, they're so well coordinated with the liveries, and then you look at the RRC boys, and it's an absolute mess. They're all,
a nice way of putting it, Ben. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I was going to say they're all, different. The memo wasn't sent out. So, yeah. I don't think it'll matter too much on the broadcast shots, but
no, I don't think anyone will notice too much. I think dark blue car, I think RRC, orange and white. You think of our good friends at the Cone Racing.
It's to do with the little go faster shot down the middle on the some people went for a lightish blue and others went with dark blue, and then some other people just haven't done it. So the memo was on
track for a minute then. Who else have we got on our lap? You're usually the man to spot a good lap out.
So we've just got Sonev in P2. He's just gone over the line, but I just want to point out he's only 2 turns off Indigo. So that's going to be a fairly tight battle, I think, up front. Rayner, a silver champion, only a couple of attempts off the pace, so that's really good effort there.
Real DC at the minute then, who's just about to start his lap. Well, I say start his lap, he's halfway through the first sector.
I was going to say, I didn't know if something had gone wrong then.
No.
So it goes over the first sector line now.
28-1 in the first sector. I'm going to say, it's all about low drag here is what I've found.
Yeah, it's an alright track, it's not amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I like the CP's towel.
Yeah, the CP puts on a good event for his people. There aren't loads and loads of overtaking opportunities for the race. Turn 1's a massive one. Turn 3 at the top of the hill.
Turn 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's turn 4, sorry, my mistake.
Thank you.
I had to walk myself through that then.
And then, there's only a handful of opportunities really to get the move done around here. Maybe into turn 9 when you're going downhill, braking, turning, downshifting and everything, but it's so easy to have a bit of a clumsy instant. So Real DC is going to cross the line now with a 1:28.4. So the times are fairly close in a minute, especially from P3 down to P12. P13-ish.
Just going to load up the graphic quickly for everyone. So obviously around Bahrain this evening, it's Redline Racing Community versus the Cone Racing League. So we'll quickly run through Cone Racing League's lineup this evening. It's AJ Wuhan, Duwil, Harvey Lees, ISRL Knight, MLT, KCDB 2001, Nathan, JB17, Strauss 01, Sonev 1878, Draper and the Real DC, and representing RRC there is Apex Defogs. I don't believe Carl's racing, I think Indigo's taking his place this evening. FTH, and instead of LH44 there is a driver, but I can't remember the name. Got Rainer, Stead, Tristan, Total Peas, and ZNU F1 aka Brandon Racing for us this evening. And thank you for the Cone Racing League for providing the graphic for this evening.
Yeah, I was going to say, huge effort from Cone Racing League.
No, they've done some really good
thank
stuff,
you for them
I'd
as
say,
well.
guys, if you're watching, check them out. If you're looking to join a league, they've got some really nice guys running the league. They take part in the RRC leagues, and there are some really nice guys running it. Currently, speaking of one of those guys, we've got Nathan on a lap at the minute.
Yeah, I was just on board with FTH as well, who flashed purple middle, but I think it's flashing purple for everyone, through every sector they're going through at the minute. FTH is just coming around the final corner now. I'll just give you a quick shout out of his lap time. That's P2, 127.6. Miracle matching Indigo there. But it is only Q1, so let's not get too excited here. 8 minutes left to go. I think there's some drivers that have probably done enough, don't need to come back out. They can go and get a drink, go have a bathroom break, or do whatever they do. There's some guys down in the drop zone there at the minute that will have to come back out and do a lap. So I'm just looking at the timing screen at the moment. Then I think the guys here, probably from P12 onwards, are probably looking like they're in a bit of trouble at the moment. But 7 minutes to go. It's a fairly shortish lap.
I think from what I've
1
heard
minute
about
30-ish for an out lap.
I will apologise, guys. I don't know much about some of the guys racing tonight, but what I've heard about the man ISRL_Knight. Apparently he's a pretty quick driver. He's on an out lap at the minute, but I've heard some really good things about him. He's got some good pace, so hopefully it'll be someone to challenge Indigo. And obviously, just looking at that at the minute, we've got obviously Indigo in P1, FTH this evening in P2, and Sonev in P4, Duwil P4, 5, Harvey, and then we've got Rainer in P6. So a lot of the Cone guys are near that top end at the minute.
I was going to say they're putting in a good showing, but I don't want to sound like I'm ruining the party. It is only Q1 so far. There's plenty of action to go as the track grips up. The guys are getting their eye in more and more on the low fuel. They've got more of an engine mode now to go and play with, mode 4. So yeah, it's quite emotional as well in a weird way. These are the final races for this game. Before we move on to the new game, all the boys out on track will be hoping to give it a good show for their respective leagues. So we're on board now with ISRL Knight as he goes into turn 1 now, slows the car down, gets onto the apex fairly nicely, picks up the throttle pretty well, rear doesn't want to kick out too much, and then he goes up the hill now to turn 4. This is all about picking the right braking point. Swing the car in, just misses the apex. You can come the throttle fairly early around there and head towards the first sector line now, and that's a 28.2 first sector, 6 times quicker than anything he managed before, and he's matched.
He must have had a messy lap before, but he's doing a good job.
Yeah, I was going to say he's matched the top 2 in the first sector. Down into turn 9 now, very tricky. It's so easy to go deep. Hooks that up beautifully. Back on the throttle now. Open up the DRS as we head down the back straight.
I believe it's the
Just
middle
pick out the
straight,
braking.
not the back straight.
Well, you could if we're going to get technical, but I feel like the other straight's too close to the end of the lap, so it's just
what do you want to
not
call that?
paying.
Purple through the middle, 1.7 quicker at the minute. still not quite
So
on
down,
the pace, but he must have backed off them through this last sector. It would be my best guess. He's
so down the penultimate straight, as I'll call it from now on, the penultimate straight.
Hesitant on the floor there to get back on the power.
Over the line now, and this will be a 128.3.
So I was expecting more from the things I'd heard about our friend. We've got Apex currently on a lap as well. He heads towards
it was the middle sector. Yeah, in the middle sector compared to Indigo. He was about 6 turns off, and then 2 turns off in the final sector. The softs do deg quite a lot around here. If my memory serves me right, any of the drivers, please correct me if I'm talking rubbish, which can be quite common. But I vaguely remember the softs degging quite a bit. Apex has got a beautiful helmet to go with the livery of that car.
It's a very nice little helmet. Doesn't run all the corner there on the exit though.
Yeah, he could have taken a little bit more. Not only good enough for...
Apex, you're going again. If you want to go through 3 minutes remaining of the session, Brandon's retired in the pit lane.
The Tristan's sat in the pit.
MLT,
a very similar... Yeah, Tristan set a very similar lap time to what he did in practice, so I think that's all he's got around here. Unfortunately, it's not enough. About 1.5 off the pace. We got a few going back out for some runs.
I think MLT's backed off his run, I'm doing my best guess, but he's powering back up for another one now. As he puts his foot down out the final corner as Indigo retires, he's done enough. But MLT opens the DRS flap as he goes down the main straight now. As he flies down towards turn 1, a very long straight as he flies past the CP tower on the right hand side, breaks at the 80 metres board. Has Deferg just ahead of him in forms of traffic. Deferg should get out of the way. The back end gets open ever so slightly through the tight and twisty section. Opens the DRS flap. He'll be getting DRS. Well, DRS, he's already got that. The slipstream from Deferg's. Deferg just gets out of the way there on the exit of the corner. MLT goes through the first sector, just a 28.3. He's just under a tenth off his best at the minute. He has to back out the throttle mid corner there.
I was going to say that sequence of corners. If you hook it up, it feels alright, but if your car's not hooked up, it's an absolute mare.
That didn't look too bad though from him through that. Back on the DRS though, as he comes underneath the DHL sign, delivering all your goods worldwide from Formula 1. Very commercial of him.
Round the difficult corner there. Turn 12, I think it is. So easy to lose the rear whilst you're in the race. Down the back straight now for MLT. Into the final corner now. Back on the throttle, head towards the line. What is this good enough for? A 128.3. So he's moved up a couple of positions. He's put AJ Wuhan into the drop zone, I believe. Real DC is on the bubble as well, and he's just starting his lap. 3 tenths up. This is looking pretty good for him. Runs out probably a little bit wide, wider than what he wanted to there.
See what he does coming through the final few corners. He drops down the gears, puts back the throttle, 4th, 5th, 6th gear as he comes towards the line. Engine mode 5, he won't run out of ERS as he heads to the line. Improves by 4.
Yeah, that's a good lap.
Good luck there from
So I'm on board with Real DC. He's dropped a 10th in the first sector compared to what he was on his previous best. So it's looking a bit ropey. It's also looking ropey for that guy, Draper, as well. But he is on an outlap, but times are improving.
Unsurprisingly, the track will get better with times.
Here we go, up the hill with Real DC.
Well,
Swing
like the back end nearly got away from those.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Quicker, if that.
Didn't fill me with much confidence. Into the final corner now, back on the throttle. head towards the line. Is this going to be good enough, or is he packing up early for qualifying? And that's P13 at 128.3, so we only improved by a tenth, but that was good enough to move him up a couple of places.
Dragon's back to outfield lap. We've got Strauss SP01 on a lap at the moment.
Yeah, we got Strauss, we got Draper on a lap, we got Stead on a lap, we got Tristan. I fear we're going to lose.
I think we'll lose.
Yeah, I was going to say Tristan's finished and improved by 4 tenths, but wasn't enough in the end. So Tristan's gone, Apex is gone. Stead is down on his first sector.
Strauss is a tenth and a bit up on his lap at the minute. Pretty good exit from him there.
So we could be losing a number.
Close.
Yeah, I was going to say, and we're going to lose a number of RRC drivers, I believe, here.
We got to look at it in a minute. Indigo on a 27.6. We've got Apex on a 28.9. I think most of these guys, as Strauss there moved himself up into P11, most of the guys here will be happy to be within a second and a half. Oh, Draper goes P1 on a 27.6. Good time there. Dragon back to outfield.
I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think this track is...
Will he find any there in the final corner?
So Dragon...
8% instead. So I don't think he'll find much improvement. He hasn't. I don't know if we've got anyone else on a lap. What's Nathan up to? Nathan's backed out of his. I think he'll come into the pits at the end of this lap.
So we have lost 4 RRC drivers and 1 Cone Racing driver in that session. But how close is that for an opening session? I think the story of that session is the track ramped up considerably during that qualifying session, because a lot of guys made some big improvements at the end, especially that guy Draper, heading up the timing board so far with a 127.6. That was a pretty handy lap from him.
Yeah, it's
I would not be too unhappy with that lap time of a 127.6.
I'm looking at a dead car on track. It's missing a wheel, and it's Tristan. Tristan's car is missing a wheel.
No, that's probably for the best. Put the car out as misery.
So Draper tops the session on a 27.6, but we'll look at the people we've lost from the session. We've lost MLT, KCDB 2001, Dragon on Speed, Tristan, Stead 6 and Apex. So more an RRC mix there that have gone out. Indigo really giving us some faith here. Certainly he's lapped right at the start of the session, but less than a tenth cover in the top 3. The top, well, between 3rd and 7th, less than a tenth covering them as well. So looking like a very competitive grid here, Ben.
Yeah, I was going to say very, very close grid. Hopefully going to set us up for a beautiful race.
That can be the only
with plenty to talk about.
I think the worst thing for our spectators and ourselves is sitting through a race where one man dominates and not really having a lot to speak about.
This happened a few times.
No, you can't prepare for every race.
So, Q2, what are they going to go for? What tyres have they got?
So do Will, Harvey, D-Fergs at the minute got medium, so it's Indigo, so it's Total P. They're all starting to switch the tyres, so I won't try commentating that right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably giving useless information out to our viewing public. But nothing surprises me with that. So we've got a few cars coming out on track. We've got a hunt for them, but we have
who's just come out?
Strauss P.
He's not the first man. Indigo again.
Indigo.
Man. So let's watch a lap on board with this actually, because I'm intrigued. Because I think he would probably, if I was to put my money on someone, pole position will probably go to Indigo with my best thoughts. He's
just so aggressive on the downshift.
Look at him there as well on the brakes, locking that front right yet again. And it wouldn't surprise me if I see the same thing again, not in this section of the track, but as we head downhill now. No, it doesn't lock it this time. Indigo, you've made me proud.
So we've got a couple of guys on the hard tyres, FTH and Strauss on the hard. We've got quite a few guys opting for the mediums.
Medium to hard or hard to medium round here. quite a hard tyre on track, the desert air, the CP's curse.
It's the abrasive surface.
Ah, thank you for your terminology there, my friend. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's what we were hunting for when we were talking about the CP's curse.
Oh, no,
The abrasive
I was exactly meaning the CP's curse as Indigo goes off track there. Maybe he was distracted by our brilliant commentary.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those evenings, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, the abrasive surface,
So
the
here goes
sandy
Indigo
air.
on the sandy air, the abrasive circuit, as he turns the DRS flap to open, down the main straight, engine mode 4.
So Indigo goes into turn 1, probably a little bit deep, but he's on the medium tyre. Heading up towards turn 4 now, picks out his braking point, uses plenty of the track on the left there. Back on the throttle now, he locks up a little bit, probably ran a little bit wide. Metre or two, hooks the middle part up here. That first sector time was pretty handy, I'd accept that if I was in the car. Locks up the front right again, going downhill. Probably needs to adjust his brake fire to stop that from happening. Uses plenty of the curb to get the car rotated in. Went a little bit deep there, and I'd have bought the lap. What? Indigo? Indigo?
What happened there?
We need to change the camera angle.
Understood. Go on board with total P's at the minute, then who's going through the first sector? Yeah, just leave it. Just leave it.
For the viewers, I don't know what happened there. I would like to think there was a glitch with the game, but we can find out from Indigo after the race that he has got a 5-place penalty now for mating with the diffuser of another car. So let's go on board. There's our total P's on camera, I'm assured. Strauss P a 129.6 on the hard tyres. Total P's getting the car rotated in there, turn 9, back on the throttle now on the DRS straight. Picked that braking point probably around 70 metres there when he flung the anchors out, back on the power nice and early there. Ria's getting a bit light on him. You could just see him just giving a little bit of counter steer. But Brandon on a 128.3. And Total P powers backed out of the lap. An invalidation there. So Total P brings it back into the box. Only 2 times on the board at the moment, with just a little over 10 minutes of the session remaining. We got Do Will, our cone friend, of 137.7. That's not going to excite anyone. We got FTH on hard tyres of 129 flat there.
We've got Rainer on a lap at the minute, so we'll go on board with him. Car 22. So he opens the DRS lap coming down the back straight to please Ben.
Yeah, I quite like
engine mode 2, which I'm surprised about. I'd probably be in engine mode 3. You can run 3 and 4 all the way around the track there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised, unless he just flicked down by accident.
Purple through the middle sector for Rainer.
Don't know whether I believe it.
Well, we'll see it off the line. He is quick around here.
Back on the throttle, now head towards the line, giving it everything. Engine mode 4 over the line, and that's a 128.7.
Good lap there from Rainer. Of course, we've got on a lap, no one at the minute. We'll go on board with Harvey as he's about to start a lap.